Good evening, friends. Double standards of Bollywood stars. Today we are seeing a lot of it, especially after the summons that the NCB has given all these stars. Let us discuss the double standards of some Bollywood artists and why the younger generation should never see them as influencers or copy their habits. If they entertain you, so be it. But after the movie is over, get along with your life, which I would say is of a better standard than these people. When Sushant died, a lot of things came into full view of the public. How the so called friends like Sandeep Singh, Mahesh Shetty, Ankita Lokhande, and flatmates, and staff like Siddharth Pithani, Samuel Miranda, Dipesh Saha, Anandi, and not forgetting Ria and her family, all exploited him and fooled him. How they watched a brilliant man degenerate and did nothing to help him. Did he have any genuine friends who actually cared for him? I doubt so. Because Bollywood is made up of double faced people who come here only to make money at any cost and live life king size. The kind that you see Shah Rukh Khan or Akshay Kumar or Salman Khan doing, having their own private jets and their luxurious lives where they go to farmhouses and live. Look at Deepika. See, and we'll find see what we find funny is that all these stars have been exposed. Look at Deepika, for example, who lied to NCB that she did not consume drugs, despite being shown her own WhatsApp chats, where she is an admin of a group that includes one people, and the topic of conversation is that they discuss the availability of drugs and how they plan meetings at different cafes to pass each other these drugs. And then they go and when they're questioned, they say they don't take drugs. The very fact that Deepika, Karan Johar, Sara Ali Khan flew to Goa on the pretext of shoots or holidays means they were strategizing what to do next because they knew they would be questioned. Remember the man who Ria was procuring drugs from, who he also resides in Goa, Gaurav Arya. So were they consulting him and their lawyers to prepare for NCB's cross questioning? Bollywood clearly has two sides to their character, by which I mean not only actors but actresses as well. And you would see that they are truly bipolar or schizophrenic. All the qualities that they accuse Sushant Singh of having. Even at a physical level, you will see the same ladies who love to expose their cleavage and wear revealing clothes. When they are summoned by NCB, they come in Deshi Kurta, Salwar and Chunni. It's hilarious. Did they expect NCB officers to be lenient just because Sara looked like a school kid in oily plaits? Or that Deepika and Shraddha look so prudish in loose kurtas? The fact is that they show different sides to their character as per the convenience or given a particular situation. These bikini-friendly actors will always have some bikinis and hash stashed in their bag somewhere. When it comes to feminist issues, they are the ones who come running with placards, be it the Me Too movement or something happening in USA. At the same time, they are the ones who do item numbers in movies to titillate audiences. So are these feminists or are they actually feminists or vamps? They will immediately defend themselves saying that films are not real. But then remember, it was reported that Nirvaya's brutal rapists watched a lot of these titillating songs and porn to later go and rape an innocent woman so brutally that they even removed her uterus and threw it out. Many of the rickshaw drivers, women complain about this also. Many of the rickshaw drivers or Ola drivers, they play songs when they carry these songs when they carry women passengers in order to embarrass them. All the songs have double meanings. And this makes it very embarrassing for single women to travel in these vehicles. The soft porn roles that you play, dear actresses, have an effect on men, which is negative and harmful to society. Just like movies on terrorism, which provoke men to use use arms and use the same modus operandi in real life. Don't tell us films don't influence gullible people. When the five-member team of NCB, uh, yeah, when the five-member team of NCB officials, headed by the deputy director KPS Malhotra, questioned them, Deepika admitted to having a drug chat, but refuted all claims of ever consuming drugs. Shraddha and Sara Ali said they also never consumed drugs. The fact is that they all lied. Behind doors, they are being advised by a dozen lawyers to speak in a certain manner and deny things to save their own skin. But when it came to Sushant, they all had no qualms to say that the dead man took drugs and had a habit of taking drugs. Now, dear beauties, this man cannot rise from the dead to protect himself. And it makes one feel so sad. The fact that Deepika was the admin of a group that discussed drugs, in which Quan officials were there. People like Jaya Saha, Karishma, filmmaker Madhu Mantena, Quan CEO Dhruv. So, do these actresses also stack drugs in kilos in their homes to supply people? Are they the fashionable peddlers, the ones sipping champagne and wearing halter neck dresses, not the usual ones you see on the roads? And if they are innocent women, as they profess, why did Deepika become panicky when her phone was seized by the NCB? What's on your phone that will reveal your other side, Deepika? In fact, all their phones were seized. We are talking about everyone from Shraddha, Sara, Rakul, Preet to Simone, which meant that NCB had ample proof against these people. All of them lied through their teeth when questioned by NCB. Deepika Padukone confessed to drug chats but denied consuming any drugs. Deepika said that once she was into sports, when she spoke about mal, she meant cigarettes. Now, who's going to believe you is the real question. Sara Ali Khan and Shraddha Kapoor disclosed that the Kedarnath actor Sushant used to take drugs in his vanity van and also during shooting breaks. Sara and Shraddha both revealed that they saw him taking drugs. Shraddha also informed the NCB official that there was a party at the Kaipoche actor's farmhouse in Pavna, but denied taking any drugs herself. Why are they blaming someone who cannot stand up for himself now that he's dead? Is this the best escape route for these actresses? And the poor man actually cared about you, Sara and Shraddha. Woe be the ones who ever become your partners at any point in your lives. Shraddha, Sara, you would drop them like hot potatoes to save your own life anytime. In the same way, Deepika is no better. Being the daughter of a respected ace badminton player, Prakash Padukone, Deepika said that sports runs in her blood. The actress once mentioned the importance of having recreational activities to keep your life going, she said. Sport has taught me how to handle failure. It has also taught me how to handle success. It has kept me grounded. It has taught me humility. This too is a lie, Deepika. We have seen the way you rose from a humble girl to an arrogant one as wealth and success came. Deepika was so arrogant at press events that she made it a point to snub journalists. Many times we have seen her at press conferences taking offense when journalists ask her uncomfortable questions. For a flash of a second, you will see her evil side emerging as she smirks and she says, "Flash your camera on this woman. Look at what she's asking." Well, Deepika, this is the journalist's job, depending on which media she's working for. If it's a film magazine, she would want your personal details because that's what film magazines sell on. Just like it's your job to wear skimpy clothes and seduce the hero in cabaret numbers. When you say it's just a part of your job as an actor, what she says is also her role as a journalist. In real life, she would be a different woman. In the same manner, Sara Ali Khan, it seemed, to so many of us, fooled Sushant into believing that she was in love with him during the shooting of Kedarnath. They were seen hand in hand everywhere. Sara traveled abroad with him under other names to protect her identity. The reason was probably to make her debut film a hit. Sushant, being a simple soul, would have actually believed her. During this time, she was also close to Ria. Why we don't know. Was this also planned, Sarah? Like so many other things in his life to destroy him? Once the movie was released and Sushant realized that the focus was on Sarah and not him, and that she had distanced herself from him, it is then perhaps he understood that he was being taken for a ride. And when he died, Sarah did not seem emotionally drained as a woman in love would have been. She seemed to have gone on with her life as if nothing happened. This exposed her double faced character. To further complement it, as I mentioned before, she walked into the NCB office in oil plaits and an ordinary kurta pajama, which made viewers laugh out loud. How is Shraddha different, you would ask? She too admitted to chatting with Sushant's former talent manager, Jaya Saha, but denied drug consumption. Shraddha Kapoor admitted to being present at the Chichore party, but could only identify six odd people who attended the party. Facts show otherwise, as has been accessed by mainstream media. In one of the conversations, Jaya Saha writes to Shraddha Kapoor, "Hello, I'm sending across the CBD oil with Jinal today." Shraddha responds, "Hey, thank you." And she told NCB that she used it externally. Was it for some pain or inflammation, Shraddha? In which case, you could have used a common cream that is available easily, like Deep Heat or Volini, right? Why do you need such a CBD oil for this? Their double standards also move to the wrong image they portray through the ads they endorse. Brands that are meant to be for health conscious people is also very misleading. The fact is that actresses faint and starve at the cost of being hospitalized to make sure they look picture perfect in item songs or bikini shots. They give up salt and a lot of food items to be labeled sexy and hot. Some actresses have also admitted to the fact that the tremendous pressure to look fit and threats to be body shamed have ended up in a disaster for them. Kareena popularized the size zero concept, which goes hand in hand with malnutrition and anorexia. We've seen that normal women of Kareena's age look healthy, but the actress herself looks like a shadow of herself. In fact, now many may say that it's the effect of drugs and not the apples and green tea that keep them slim. As their masks are ripped off, their true nature, their selfishness, their mean nature comes out for all fans to see. Another subject that Deepika Padukone made fashionable was depression, and that she had become a prey to depression trended for months on the internet. People loved her for opening up to the public about her struggle with depression. They worried why this fragile flower was crushed. These were gimmicks to make you think that she was breakable, when in fact she was doing drugs and also the admin of a drug chat group. And suddenly it became trendy for celebrities to come out and discuss their struggle with depression, and everybody just started copy pasting spam messages for helping and opening doors to friends. You remember, Ekta Kapoor also opened a fund for depressed people under Sushant's name, till she realized the family would take this issue in court if people tried to cash in on Sushant's name after his death. When Sushant died, Deepika and many others said it's due to depression. If they are in the inner circle, they know exactly what happened to him. But then that would mean exposing their friends, right? When George Floyd was murdered in USA, placards saying Black Lives Matter were all over USA. In our own India, Bollywood celebrities like Priyanka Chopra, Disha Patani, Karan Johar, Kareena Kapoor, Tiger Shroff, among others, they jumped on the bandwagon demanding justice for George Floyd and asking for the race war to end. Placards were in plenty, as was in the Me Too movement. And even you remember during the shooting of Padmavati, Sanjay Leela Bhansali case, where he was attacked by the Karni Sena during the shoot of Padmavati. So all these actors again went with placards saying we stand with SLB. It trended. But what's strange is how hypocritical they are and selective they are. There was pin drop silence when Disha was gang raped and killed. Sushant was tortured and murdered. When Tia Khan was raped and killed. When Kangana's office was destroyed. when a senior naval officer was beaten up by Shiva Sena goons, when Payal Ghosh spoke of how Anurag Kashyap molested her. And from the latest news is that Payal Ghosh will be meeting the governor to take this step even further. We all hope that Anurag Kashyap will be jailed for this. And Deepika, when people like actor Raj Kiran or Amir Khan's brother Faisal or Sushant were said to be depressed, we never saw people sympathizing with them or coming to their rescue. Why the selective outrage? This is something we don't understand. And mark you, these actors are so touchy. A few days back, when a respected senior cricketer, Sunil Gavaskar, made a light remark about Virat Kohli and Anushka, the way this actress took offense, it was as if Gavaskar was some kind of sexual fiend. He only said, अब जो लॉकडाउन था तो उन्होंने सिर्फ अनुष्का के साथ बॉलिंग की प्रैक्टिस की, उसे तो कुछ भी नहीं बनना. In response to a miffed Anushka, who flew at him like a tigress, he said, I'm only saying that this video said that she was bowling to Virat. Where am I blaming her for Virat's failures? Gavaskar asked. The same actress, Anushka, because she was no longer in demand for a main role or even a side role, is consciously making anti-Hindu movies to suit the agenda of some people from across the border who are building a narrative through Netflix. And these movies and series have no censorship. So we are forced to watch people mocking our religion at every turn. The way Ekta Kapoor does in her erotic sex series, web series called XXX in Alt Balaji, and Anurag Kashyap in Sacred Games. They are trying to, in other words, corrupt the youth of India. You see the same double standards when their movies are about to release. You will see a series of fake tweets appreciating their films, which we can sense from the trailers itself that they are flops. They are paid tweets where stars are allegedly charging a good sum of money to tweet about a movie which is definitely going to fail. The latest ones were Vidya Balan's, who had every PR in town tag her in the tweets they used to praise her in the movie Shakuntala Devi. Many of us were able to expose her modus operandi. Same was done in the case of Karan Johar's Gunjan Saxena, where he presented Indian Air Force in a very poor light, and also the fake tweets that praised it to the skies. We know that Sridevi's daughter could not act for nuts in this movie, and the whole movie was a flop. This plus the fact that these actors change partners every time they do a new movie shows they are orchestrated by bigger forces and not their own emotions. For instance, we have lost track of the number of men Deepika has been associated with, or Alia Bhatt has. Any new movie and the actor comes and the actor changes boyfriends or girlfriends faster than even changing clothes. Talking about clothes, before Deepika married Ranveer, he was quite decently dressed. After marriage, he started dressing rather oddly in costumes that we normally discard. If that is the influence of Deepika or her alter ego, we don't know where he will be going in the coming years. Bollywood is such a place where money, drugs, luxury all change you to make you narcissistic. And without realizing it, you fall into the clutches of masters who then decide to make you pawns of their mission. From there on, the spiraling downward journey is guaranteed. For no parents of Deepika, Sarah, Rakul, or Shraddha would like to hear about their daughters being called druggies. It would be any parent's nightmare, but it's happening to them. Thank you, friends, for listening and also for your interesting comments. We'll come soon again with another more interesting talk as well. Please keep sending your comments. Thank you.